Let's go to a specific question, one that's very controversial this year. In 2010, the Supreme Court in Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission removed spending limits on corporations and effectively on unions, citing the First Amendment's protection for free speech and for political speech in particular. You know, it's such a volatile issue in the presidential campaign this year. There's, I think, no disagreement that more money will be spent in the presidential election than ever before. But also, if you think about all the local and state and other federal elections, one estimate says that there was $7 billion spent in 2008. That's going to rise an amazing amount to close to $10 billion estimate by a study group. So we can see the impact of this decision, which removed the controls on corporations and unions on what they could spend. You know, the results from the survey say 63% of Americans would not favor removal of those limits, that they would limit corporate and union spending. 33% said that those limits should be removed. 7% were undecided. Frankly, from a First Amendment viewpoint, my own viewpoint of how the First Amendment applies, the Court got it right. It's long held that money is speech, and the Court said in Citizens United, you can't restrict political speech, our most protected kind of speech, simply because the speaker does it effectively or has a larger bankroll than others might to speak in the public area. One of the solutions that I've posed in a column that we do at the First Amendment Center called Inside the First Amendment is transparency. But just yesterday, a move to make campaign contributions was defeated, and ironically, by a First Amendment argument, which was that anonymous speech is a hallowed and protected part of the First Amendment, and that forcing you to disclosure of your contribution, your political speech, would harm the First Amendment. So these are not easy issues. That comes back to me again to the point about having our fellow citizens educated about the First Amendment to look at these very difficult questions where some part of the First Amendment might be pitted against another part of the First Amendment. And those are not easy things to solve.